Welcome back, students. We're going to move on in the second part of Chapter 7, Lesson 6, adding and subtracting polynomials. In our last lesson, we learned about how to classify polynomials and put them in order. Now we're going to add and subtract. Our question here is, how would you group these items? So we have some books and some pencils. Would you say I have 4 books, 3 pencils, and I have 5 pencils, 2 books? Is that what you'd do? I think what you would do is you would add up all your books and say I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 books. And you would say I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 pencils. That's what you would do. And that's what we're doing when we're adding and subtracting polynomials. It's kind of like combining like terms. We have our 4 books plus our 2 books. That equals 6 books. Same thing with the pencils. We have our 5 pencils, and we can add those with our 3 pencils, and we get 8 pencils. That's combining like terms. That's all it is, and that's what we're going to do here. All right, so we have a trinomial, and we're going to add it to another trinomial. It looks like a second degree, and this is a second degree also. So we're going to practice the vertical method. Here's what you do. Vertical method, you take your 1 parentheses, write it here, take the second one that you're adding and line up like terms underneath it. It will look like this. So I took the 2x squared and put it underneath the 4x squared because they're both like terms. They're both books. Then I took the 9x and lined it up here, and because it's underneath the 6x. It's like pencils. And then I don't know what these are, whatever you want, erasers. So now all we have to do is add going down. So we say 4x squared plus 2x squared is 6x squared. Combine like terms. That's all we're doing. 6x plus 9x is 15x. Lastly, 7 plus 1 is 8. I'm done. That's it. That's how you add polynomials. Very easy. Here's how you add horizontally. So I'm going to show you both. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add horizontally, and this time we're going to group our like terms. So I'm going to take 4x squared and put it next to 2x squared. Next, I'm going to take my 6x and put it with my minus 9x. Lastly, I'll take my 7 and put it with the 1. Okay, so now all I have to do is combine my like terms again. 4x squared plus 2x squared is 6x squared. Then I have 6x plus negative 9x is going to give me negative 3x. And 7 plus 1 is 8. So there's my answer, and I added horizontally. Now you might think, well, Mr. DeMars, wasn't it the same problem as we did vertically? Actually, this one had a negative, so it did change it a little bit. Okay, we're going to practice, and you know what? You can use the vertical method or the horizontal method. It's up to you. I just wanted to show you both. Sometimes it helps to line them up vertically. Sometimes it's easy just to pair them up and add them. That being said, on our first one we have 12m squared, and that was going to pair up with the 8m squared. So I'm just going to go horizontal here. So I paired them up with their like terms. Now all I have to do really is add. 12 plus 8 is 20m squared. 4 plus 5 is 9. Plus 9. This is a second degree binomial because there's 2 terms. That's it. Done. So now let's do this one. I'm going to pair this up with this, and then I'll pair this up with this. Okay. So I have 1t squared plus 3t squared is 4t squared. And then I have a negative 6 plus a positive 11 gives me a positive 5. And there's my answer. This last one I might do vertically. I'm going to put this on top of this and line them up. So that's exactly what I did. I made sure that I lined up like terms, and now all I have to do is add going down. 9 plus 2 is 11, and it's p to the third. And then 6 plus 11 is 17. That's p squared. And 3p plus 10p is 13. 13p. There's my final answer. Looks like I have a third degree trinomial. All right, subtracting polynomials. It's going to be just like adding, except we do keep, change, 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 or as many changes as we need. So we have a trinomial minus another trinomial. We're going to do the vertical method. We're going to line up our like terms. So let's line these up. I'm going to take this and put it underneath here. Okay, so do you notice I lined them up, but look at what's unique here. This had a partner, this had a partner. This 11 did not have a partner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say plus 0x because I have 0 x's. And up here I can say plus 0 constants. An important thing, this was a minus problem. Notice how I wrote the minus here. This is very important because we're going to do keep, change, 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 change. So here I go. I am going to keep this, and I'm going to change this. I'll change this. I'll change this. I'll change this. It won't matter because it's 0, and I'm going to change 11 to negative 11. Now I'm ready to add going down. 2x3 plus negative 1x3 gives us 1x to the third. Next, I have 5x squared plus 8x squared gives us 12x squared. Okay, I have negative 3x plus or minus 0. Doesn't matter. So negative 3x plus 0x is just still negative 3x. So that negative 3x does come down. Lastly, I have 0 plus negative 11. So that's important. Negative 11, it changed. So that's negative 11. So here's my final answer. It's already in standard form. It looks like it's a 4-term polynomial with third degree. Here's how you would do it if you're going to subtract horizontally. You're going to do keep, change, change, change right away. So we're going to keep this. We're going to change this to a plus. Then I'm going to make this a negative, this a plus, this a negative. Now I'm going to combine like terms. That's my next step. So I took my 2x to the third and I added it to my negative 1x to the third. So that one's done. Now I'm going to combine these two. What I end up with is a 5x squared plus an 8x squared. So I put these two together. Now I notice that my negative 3x does not have a partner, and that's what happened last time. So I'm going to put that all by itself right here. It does not have a partner. And my last thing to do is to take my negative 11, it turned negative, my negative 11 and put it right there. So negative 11. So now I'm going to combine my like terms, and I get 2x3 plus that is 1x to the third, and I'll combine my green ones, so 5 plus 8 is 13 x squared, and the negative 3x comes down and the negative 11 comes down. There's my answer. Same answer as before because it was the same problem. And just another way to do it. Okay, we have some more subtraction practice, and you get to use any method you want here. So on this one, I have a binomial minusing a trinomial. So I think on this one, I'm probably going to do horizontal and add up like terms. So I'm going to do keep, change, 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 change. And now I'm going to combine like terms. So what I did was I took my 7m4 and I put it with my negative 5m4. Next I'm going to go after this one and pair that up. I have my negative 2m squared plus 5m squared. Now, this one's done, but I have this 8, and oh, real careful, it's a negative 8, so I'm just going to make sure I write that right here. And now, combine like terms. So, if I add this together, 7m4 plus negative 5m4 gives me 2m4. Now I have a negative 2m squared plus a 5m squared. That gives me a positive, so plus m squared, and the minus 8 will come down. So I have a trinomial, and it's the 4th degree. This one I'm going to try doing vertical. Notice I lined this trinomial underneath this trinomial, and I brought my minus sign over, very important. Now, we're going to do a little keep, change, 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 as many changes as we need. So, keep, change, change this to plus. Now, we're going to do change, change, change. I'm ready to add, going down. So, I'll add, I have 10x squared plus positive 6x squared, so that got me 16x squared. Now I have negative 11x plus negative 1x. That gives me 12 negatives, 12 negative x's. And lastly, 1. Now it's plus 5. Well, 1 plus 5 is 6. Okay, so what do I have here? A trinomial, and it's a 2nd degree trinomial. The practice problems. Okay, please use either method that you prefer. These are adding. These are minusing. Remember on the minusing to do keep, change, 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 as many changes as you need, okay? Well, bring any questions you have to class next time we meet, and take care.